I got an update. The Department of Homeland Security, I was doing an interview with some Japanese newspaper this morning, and I looked through my emails to find whether or not the Department of Homeland Security had responded to my redress over my trip, and they have. They have responded. Actually, as a matter of fact, they responded this past Monday. But in the process of their response, I also found out that a while back, they had also revoked my global entry. So I finally got a response back from the Department of Homeland Security, but they had already taken away my global entry clearance months prior. They've revoked it before my entry, and I didn't even know. At no point did they even mention that they had revoked my global entry. They don't even mention it in the redress letter, which is so psychotic. They never, no one had ever even informed me, and neither did the Department of Homeland Security, even in the redress letter, because in the redress letter, I actually mentioned that I have global entry and I'm a known traveler, because global entry means you are a known, trusted traveler. That means that the Department of Homeland Security looked through your entire your entire profile. I talked about this before. They look through my, my criminal background, everything, right? Where I've lived, all this stuff, and decided that I am fine to get expedited access into the country and not sit in the same line. Global entry can be revoked for really silly reasons as well, by the way, or I mean, I guess technically good reasons, but like for those of you who don't know, if you bring a banana into the country and they actually find that you brought a banana into the country, it's over. You are no longer allowed to have global entry because you've brought in an agricultural product that could be damaging to the natural ecosystem. It's basically TSA pre-check for international travelers. It's like the higher degree of TSA pre-check for those of you who don't know. No, it's not specific to California. Global entry is California, or not California, America. Okay. Now listen. Bananas are dangerous. Yes, agricultural products could be considered dangerous to the natural wildlife. This is something that I understand to ensure that there aren't invasive species that are coming into the country and disrupting the ecosystem. What's interesting, however, about this entire process is they did not tell me what the reason for the revocation of global entry was, because I looked it up. We regret to inform you that your membership in global entry has been revoked for the following reason, in parentheses S, reasons. There's a big space there, and the only thing that it says is, you do not meet program eligibility requirements. This is after they gave it to me. So that's it. Was it revoked before Trump's inauguration? No, after. I got conditional approval before, way before Trump. I got conditional approval in 2024. I got a full-blown approval notification after Donald Trump's inauguration on 2/6, and then the revocation on 3/5. And I didn't even know that it was revoked. And it's really interesting because when I entered the country through global entry, they didn't even actually tell me. At no point in that detention did they ever say, I don't have global entry. When the Customs and Border Patrol, when the Department of Homeland Security released a statement, they didn't say, it was not even a consideration at all, which is very interesting. I think they let you reapply in a year. I don't think I'm going to reapply in a year. In any case, it's not that significant. The global entry revocation is not that significant. They also, like I was saying, the only reason why I found out about this is because I was looking through my email to see what my redress, I found my trip redress from the Department of Homeland Security, where 2 days ago on Monday, June 19th, I got an email that said, thank you for submitting your request for redress to the Department of Homeland Security Traveler Redress Inquiry Program, DHS TRIP. DHS TRIP has researched and completed its review of the redress case for Hassan Piker. And then it tells you to go and access your account on the website. And basically, the entire letter for the trip redress inquiry, it's like more obscure. It is more obscure than like a Twitch TOS ban. Okay, you know how people complain about Twitch not giving you information, like detailed information on why you got banned and shit? It is literally identical to the TOS sheet that they send you if you're lucky at all to receive one after getting suspended from Twitch. It just offered me a wholesale list of reasons for why people get stopped. DHS's mission is to lead the unified national efforts to secure the country, including U.S. border and transportation security. We take requests for redress seriously, and we understand the inconveniences that additional inspections may cause. DHS strives to process travelers in the most efficient and professional manner possible without compromising our mission to safeguard the United States, its people, and its visitors. When DHS TRIP receives a redress inquiry, we conduct a thorough review of the matter. We consult and share information with other agencies when appropriate to relieve you from the burden of seeking redress of an agency-by-agency basis to address the issue that you identified in your application. We have found about 2% of DHS TRIP complainants actually have some connection to the watch list. Complaints most often arise either because the traveler's name and personal information is similar to the name and personal information of another person in the systems. This is actually what I hear most often from people. No. They're not saying I am fucking related to the watch list. This is just a copy-paste statement that everybody gets. Okay? Calm down before you misunderstand it. This is literally just like this is a blanket statement that everyone receives when they write a complaint. This is all it is. It's boilerplate. It's not specific to me. You guys are failing to understand. Complaints most often arise because the traveler's name and personal information is similar to the name and personal information of another person in systems which contain information from federal, state, local, and foreign sources, or because the traveler has been delayed in travel for reasons unrelated to such data, such as by random screening. DHS TRIP has researched and completed our review of your case. DHS TRIP, this part is amazing, can neither confirm nor deny any information about you which may be within federal watch lists or reveal any law enforcement sensitive information. However, we have made any corrections to records that our inquiries determined were necessary, including, as appropriate, notations that may assist in avoiding incidents of misidentification. For your general information, here's how redress helps you when traveling. It's like, again, that's just general information. Give me why I got like, I'm asking why I got specifically detained, and they're just like, listen, we can't confirm or deny what it is, but we've made necessary changes. We cannot ensure your travel will be delay-free. The redress process does not affect other standard screening procedures in place at airports and borders. For example, an individual may be selected for additional screening in order to resolve a walk-through metal detector alarm because of random selection or other reasons. While this process may sometimes be stressful, we rely on the patience and cooperation and understanding of travelers in such cases. This is just boilerplate, okay? In your redress inquiry, you've raised concerns which fall under the purview of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. We attach the CBP's response to you on those specific concerns raised in your redress inquiry. None of this applies to me. The whole point is that none of this literally fucking applies to me at all. Unless there's something I don't know, like I'm a subject of a... But once again, that would be ridiculous because I am a law-abiding citizen and have never done any crimes whatsoever. So I wonder if this has something to do with the anti-Israel stuff specifically, because once again, as I told you, I got the application. I applied for global entry and became a known trusted traveler and got global entry. For those of you who don't know, global entry is a Department of Homeland Security protocol where you go there, they look through your whole fucking criminal background, including like even if you've ever been arrested, it literally shows up. Even if you've been arrested and it never actually dings on your record because you were arrested 10 years ago, as I was, that still shows up. It's the most comprehensive database that they have. And after looking through that, there's an interview process. You do the interview process. They ask you questions about it, whatever. And they give you a card. I have the card, a known traveler, like a global entry pass. Okay. This card in and of itself is basically like your social security number. It has the same power as your passport. Like you could literally have this card with you when you're traveling in most circumstances, and it basically plays the same role as a passport or identification. Okay. So they fucking gave me that card and you know, all this stuff. So they gave me the global entry program. They gave me the access to the global entry program, and then they just fucking revoked it. At no point was I informed about this revocation. They didn't even tell me about it in the fucking detention, okay? Only after I asked this redress inquiry do they reveal this. The Department of Homeland Security itself came out with a statement and they didn't even mention it, which is crazy. And when when I'm like, I mean, there's no reason for this revocation to begin with, especially because like I already had it. I had it and they revoked it. I believe in, I mean, it wasn't retroactively revoked. It was retroactively revoked regardless, like, as in it was revoked, but it wasn't retroactively revoked. I got the conditional approval on 3/29/2024. I got the approval notification on 2/6/2025. I got my card in the mail, under the Trump administration. The revocation happened on the 5th of March, so months ago. They don't specify why I was detained because part of my inquiry on the redress to Department of Homeland Security's trip was I have global entry, and even then I got stopped. What the fuck is that about? So the Customs and Border Patrol part of this that specifically talks about the global entry says like, oh no, your global entry has been revoked, but they never address why I was stopped to begin with. They never actually address why those questions were asked, because these are the questions that I asked in my inquiry. In the event you are denied or revoked from the Trusted Traveler Program, you'll be provided information in writing detailing the reason for this action. You should carefully review the denial or revocation reasons, and if applicable, submit a detailed information they believe CBP should consider. I can reapply or ask them to reverse this decision, which I might try doing. But considering that I did look into the notification as to why it was revoked, okay, you may request reconsideration through the Trusted Traveler Program application website, which I will do. Everything that I asked for in terms of like inquiry, why the stop happened, what can I do to avoid this kind of disruption to my travel in the future, I have no answers for. I have no answers for whatsoever. I have no answers for why first world issues. I mean, I get why you would say that, and I agree. Like, who gives a fuck if I don't have global entry, right? I agree. I'd never had it, and I've been traveling for years and years without having it. But I think getting it and then having it revoked unceremoniously with no fucking reason, like that in and of itself is what makes this interesting.